We don't want to have one person or a small group of people doing everything. We are each one needed. Number 9.
So then, each of us will give an account of himself to God. Romans 14:12.
Another scary one. I am accountable for my ministry. And I will have to answer for it. And number 10.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. Colossians 3:23 and 24.
This is one of the greatest ones. I will be rewarded for my ministry. You know, if the other reasons weren't a reason to do it, then, at least I've got that one there. Sooner or later, I will be rewarded for my ministry. Anybody have any comments on any of these 10 reasons that we should make ministry a priority? Anything you'd like to add to it?
Really all our life is about.
We were created for it. All right, the next section there is the procedure, how to discover your ministry. And we have, of course, more Bible verses. How far did we get?
Just give him the rest of it.
He doesn't mind us. Okay, how to discover your ministry. What is step number 1?
Therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship.
Okay, step number 1, dedicate my body. I'm here, Lord, to serve you. Go ahead and dedicate your body. Dedicating yourself is an active phase of worship. It's not a sit and listen type thing. You're actually going to get up and dedicate yourself. It's more than sitting and singing. It's more than participation. It's something in your heart where you've decided, I'm going to do this. I dedicate my body. Okay, step number 2.
Do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Okay, eliminate competing distractions. What are competing distractions? Work,
Life, school, kids.
school and kids. Now, a lot of those we can't eliminate. We're not going to eliminate our kids. Most of us can't eliminate work.
We can eliminate TV or social activities.
Some TV, some social activities. Limit the sports maybe to pick your favorites. Another quote that I had that I like, let's see if I can find it, comes from A Lamp for My Feet. It says, if we really have too much to do, there are some items on the agenda that God did not put there. Let us submit the list to Him and ask Him to indicate which items we must delete. Kind of scary to do, because He might want to delete my favorite thing. But I did this a while back. I had a distraction, and a lot of y'all know that I like to dance. I like to dance a lot. And I was a member of 2 different groups. One group, we met on Monday night. We danced to Christian music. It was a wonderful group. Loved it. The other group met on Tuesday night. We danced to country music. Had a real good time. It's the group that I started with, where I learned to dance, so it was kind of my home group. And I found I wasn't having enough time to do my Bible studies. I wasn't having enough time to prepare for classes and do things. And my husband finally said, okay, you're going to have to choose. And, I sat down and thought about it, and I thought, okay, which one of these is glorifying God? But the other one, where we're dancing to Amazing Grace and Lord, I lift your name on high, you know, I have the opportunity there to glorify God. So God made the decision for me. You know, it was hard to leave my home group because that's where I had learned, but I found I had a distraction there that I didn't need. Anybody else ever had a distraction like that where it's been pointed out to them that maybe there are other better ways to spend their time?
So many times, just
Do you have a specific?
just for example, last year I was, before I tell you all this, please don't think bad about it because we do no drinking or anything there. But I was a commander of the Disabled American Veterans. We needed to go to the hospitals. We needed to carry the soldiers from here to the hospitals, take care of them. And I found that I didn't have time to do anything. Mama wanted to put out flower orthopeds. Daddy wasn't there to help her. So I got some help to take people up to the hospital. And I thought I was out of all that, after the second year I wasn't reelected, thank goodness. And Thursday, I had to step into the commander of the VFW. Our commander resigned due to some problems. And I don't know how it's going to work because it's going to be a full-time job. I'm hoping it doesn't interfere with anything else. But we still go to the hospitals. We don't carry the patients now. We still go and take care of especially we have adopted the mental wing in Murfreesboro. And we go up once a month to help people. We've really got big with the Ronald McDonald House, trying to help supply them. And it's a whole lot. But we haven't used enough our time that we don't have time for the Bible.
That's good. You still have time for
We
God's
still have
work.
time for God's work. And I feel like what we're doing is God's work too.
You know, sometimes you might have good groups that are wonderful times. You have a good time with them. You need that fellowship. But maybe you're meeting once a week to play cards and you can only meet once a month to go to the nursing home. Those are competing distractions. And that doesn't mean you have to eliminate everything that's fun. It means that you have to kind of prioritize and look at them, submit it to God, and let God tell you what's important. He knows that you need recreation time. He's not going to cut out everything fun in your life when you submit that list to him. But it's important to always go to him and say, what do I really need to be doing? Okay, that's step number 3.
Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measurement of faith God has given you.
Okay, step number 3 is evaluate my strengths. I'm not Superman. I can't do everything. I obviously am not a great teacher. But, there are things that I do better than other things. So sit down and look at your strengths and build on those as much as you can. There's no reason to have to try to do everything, but truly, honestly look at yourself, evaluate your strengths, and when somebody comes up to you from the nominating committee or somewhere else, if you've done that, then you can say, that's not where my strengths lie. My strengths lie over here. You got anything in that area I can do? So it's important to evaluate your strengths. Step number 4.
Just as each of us is one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function. So